want to be sure. All right, sorry about that. I think we're back together. So personal branding, I want to believe this is not the first time we all are hearing that, right? Please just leave a chat. You don't have to respond. So personal branding, I believe it's something we'll have come across a couple of times, right? Just leave a chat. That is all I want. However, all right, thank you, Toluloko. Please, I want a very interactive class. Someone is drawing on my screen. So we're going to, like I said, a few person will have to talk. So personal branding, what comes to mind? What comes to mind? When you hear personal branding, what comes to mind? I need someone to just unmute and speak. Ed took your hands on my screen. Why? So Tolulope Olawole, personal branding, what comes to mind? Please unmute.
Good afternoon,
Someone
everybody.
please confirm that the participants can unmute their mic and speak.
Yes, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
So good afternoon. My name to me, personal branding means that what I want people to see about me, about my company or about my business. What do people take me, or how do people see me, or what do they remember about me?
That is perfect. In a very succinct and concise way, how you want people to perceive you, how you want to be perceived, regardless of what you're doing. I think that is it. I'll just make progress. So today we'll be discussing introduction to personal branding, and we'll learn how to craft a personal brand that stands out in the digital space, and how to position our career for success, right? And it's good that we on this call know that personal branding is how you want people to perceive you, right? But for some people, they might not even know, right? When people mention the name or the word brand, what comes to some people's head is logo. And if we start to ask each and every one of us on this call, you will not be surprised that it's not far-fetched. There are some people, and it's not a crime, right? It's not a crime if you think brand is just logo, right? And it's funny that some of us, when we have businesses, right, the first thing you want to do is I want to create a logo so that people will know that this is me. And honestly, even when you start a business, right, some of your family members don't even know your logo. Why they might understand that or know that you have a business, they might not even know your logo. So am I saying logo is wrong or having a logo is wrong? No, I'm just saying that logo, it does not necessarily represent your brand. Are we together? All right, we'll move to the next slide. I don't want to bore. So objective, what we're learning is how to identify a USP, identify the similarities between your brand and you, creating a brand purpose. Good afternoon, fellow. Okay, that was just a message. So how to create a brand story, how to craft a professional profile for online presence, and how to build a strong and authentic online presence. So like I just said, like your logo is not your brand. So someone once said that the logo is just the tip of an iceberg. I know we all say that in a lot. This is just the tip of an iceberg. So this that you're seeing on the screen, right, is what an iceberg look like, right? Now, if you check this, that looks like a rock. It's deep into the water, right? And the proportion of what you have below the water is more than what is above. So you cannot tell what is the depth of that thing in the water, but you can only see something small above the water. That's what they call the tip of an iceberg. So your logo is just this small part of your brand. And I want to ask one question. If you can unmute your mic, that is fine. Everybody know Vicky James, right? Vicky James, the popular Vicky James. If you know, I just type in chat yes in the chat. If you know Vicky James, please just type yes in the chat. I want to say something. Is only one person that knows Vicky James? Ha. Oh, this is a serious matter. I mean, we are 41 on this call. Okay, so my question is, someone said I can hear. Do you know Vicky James? The popular lady that make dresses. So I think the yes are coming in now. Do you think Vicky James has a logo? Or Torilokwe said no. Okay. But for those that knows Vicky James, do you think she has a logo? So if you answer the question, not just type in no, but let me know. Okay, let's do it this way. I'm coming. Somebody said yes. So Enoform, I hope I pronounced your name correctly. Please unmute your mic. Where is she? Where is she?
Hello. Good afternoon, house.
All right, good
Any
afternoon.
form-
How are you doing?
I'm fine. I don't know.
So
you said enough
where's
form.
you said what?
You said enough form. I don't know that there's someone called enough form or any form.
Oh, sorry about that. You were the
Okay.
person I'm referring to. So any form,
Okay.
yeah,
Yes.
that's taken. So I asked if you know Vicky James, and you said yes.
Yeah,
And
I
my
do.
follow-up question was, does she have a logo?
With how far I've known her, I've not seen her with any logo.
Exactly. I think we're on the same page. Most likely she will have a logo, right? But I'm not sure her logo is as prominent as her name, right? So that is just what
Yes,
branding
yes.
is about, and that's what we are
Yes,
discussing on this slide. Like, so when you say brand, let the first that should come to your mind is not logo. It's just how people perceive you, how people perceive your business. So that's branding as a whole. So we're saying that your logo is just the tip of an iceberg. So your logo is just that small part of your entire brand, right? So that is it. Another point on this slide is that the bigger picture. So your brand includes the value, the reputation, the story, and how people experience you. I mean, scope. So for some of us who are, I mean, for the ladies, of course, who are lovers of dress, right? There's some dresses you see online, and they say this is Vicky James bride, Vicky James. And I want to use another example for those who say they don't know Vicky James. So I'm thinking of a popular person or brand that we all can relate with. Just give me a moment. Okay, Sabinos, right? I'm sure we all know Sabinos, except you're not in this social media age, right? So Sabinos as a person and as a brand, I'm not sure he has a logo, but just at immediately his face comes up on something there, people just tend to laugh. That is a brand, right? So it's not just about your logo, it's not just about what you're doing. Basically, it's about the value, the story, and experience people have with you, right? So the next point is think of the logo as a visual representation, but your personal brand, what people think and feel about you. Now, like I said, I'm not saying logo is not part of your brand. Of course, if you're a big brand, and everybody's a big brand, right? I'm talking about the likes of Coca-Cola, right? The moment you see that red thing, you know it is logo. Another popular brand, top of head, is maybe I know someone should just give me the chat. What do you think is another popular brand that the logo, when you see the logo, you know that this is from a particular brand? KFC, of course, yes, that is great. Moritala. Yeah, any other person? Yeah, I can say favor, thank you. So I mean, those are like brands. Pepsi, yes, awesome. Gucci, yes. Yeah, so I'm saying these are like brands that have been existing for a very long time and they have put in the work. And let's think of us who is say for example, we're a digital marketer, right? And we're just trying to build a brand for ourselves. And what you're really focused on is creating a logo for yourself and you want everybody to know that logo. You have a very long way to go. But what I'm saying is create that experience, tell that story such that someone somewhere knows that when I need to do anything that is digital marketing related, I can count on someone's name here. Okay, Oluwatobiloba. That is just an example, right? And in this era of social media, top of my head, I can count of some digital marketing specialists I know on YouTube, on Instagram, on LinkedIn. I've never met them, but when you just mention their name, people know these guys are guru in this field and they do this excellently well. So again, just a recap of that slide. Your logo is not entirely your brand. Your brand is an experience, is the value that people perceive about what you're doing part time. Yeah, so let's go to the next slide. Please, if you have any question, just ensure to note them. We'll take them maybe in between this the class, of course. All right, just what we're saying. I'm sure we all know this. We all know this logo, right? And they might be very popular. So let's just omit our mic if you can. The first one is what? The first logo here is what? Please unmute your mic and let's make. All right, Nike. The second logo is what?
Apple.
Apple.
Yeah, thank you. The third is what?
Coca-Cola.
Coca-Cola. The fourth?
IBM.
Google. Yeah, this, the next?
Dangote.
Dangote, yes.
GT Bank.
Okay. This logo is what? This logo is what?
Is it not Sokoto? I don't know.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Innocent vehicle.
Yes.
It's not so, yeah, it's not so rare. I know it's not so much.
Then this, the next logo is what?
Jumia.
And the last one here is what? Net Factory Foundation. That is the that is posting the white program that we are on this moment, and I'm sure we've all learned a lot from the start of the program. So just another point that this logo is like iceberg only represents a fraction of what the brand stands for, right? I mean, when you think of Google, right, so many things comes to your head. Google Meets, Google Drive, Google Classroom. They literally want to make your life easy, right? So it's just beyond this logo, and that's what we're trying to. That's what I've been trying to say all along, right? And I was saying that again, you as an individual, not necessarily that your logo needs to speak for you, but who you are as a person really matters. When people think of you, what comes to your mind? And I'll draw an example from the person here. This, I'm sure you can see my screen. Who knows this person? This person I'm hovering on her at the moment. If you know her, please just unmute your mic and say something.
Chef T.
Chef T, good. If tomorrow I get to work on a team that has to do with seasoning, I mean cooking seasoning, right? Like Maggi. And I'm asked to maybe nominate someone that is in the cooking space. I'm sure she will be top 3 in my head. Because again, when you talk about anything kitchen, cooking, she's there. Am I saying she's the best? I mean, maybe not, but from what I've seen from my interaction with social media, she's one who is into the food space and she's really doing well. So that is what we're talking about, personal branding, personal brand, and that is the focus of this conversation. So I mean, we all know this person here, our president, and this is Aliko Dangote. This is Chimamanda. Who is this woman here?
Ngozi Wela.
It's
Ngozi
and who knows this
Wela.
person?
Joyce Meyer. Joyce
Yeah.
Meyer.
Joyce Meyer, yes. I mean, when you want to think about, when you need materials that, let's not go that way, but I mean, for those in the Christianity part, I'm sure you are familiar with that. She has written books and all of that. Then who knows this
Yeah.
person?
Branchik. Nelly
Naija
Agogo.
Branchik. So if you're thinking of a trade fair now, I want to pull all the crowd you want all the entrepreneurs in Lagos State to be there. I'm sure by the time you use your words, she should be there. That's what we're talking about, personal branding. Is she a logo? No. Maybe she has a logo, I am not sure. But when she puts together a trade fair, people are ready to put their last card to it just to be a part of that trade fair, right? And the last person here is Sisi Yemi. I'm sure if you're the type that ever checked online on how to cook anything, you must have come across a YouTube page or something. So this is branding. Maybe Sisi Yemi has a logo. I don't know, but then she has built her brand such that there's this noise in the background. Solomon, could you please identify who that person is and use the person? Thank you so much. Solomon, did you get that? All right, so that is goodness. All right, thank you so much. So I was saying that this is CME on the last slide, right? If you've ever checked online on how to make jollof rice, egusi soup, just think of anything. And she's this type that even on her social media page, she's intentionally posting out or pushing out content to just, place our brand, place ourselves in a place where you need to talk about anything cooking recipe, anything cooking in general or food in general. She has carved a niche for herself and she's really doing well. So again, just like all those on the previous slide, right? You are also a brand, regardless of whatever you want to do. Do you want to learn a tech skill or are you learning a tech skill? Are you a fashion designer? Think of anything that you are, right? You are a brand. Am I saying don't create? Did I say don't create a logo for yourself? Of course not. Did I say don't push a logo? Of course not. But I'm saying let people think of you as an experience, right? So brand versus individual, just like companies represent values, skills, and expertise. Don't say, oh, I'm not Coca-Cola, I'm not Tesla, I'm not I mean, whatever name you want to call it, right? So long as you are providing a service, right? You are a brand and you want to just deliver your values, your skills, and the expertise at 100%. Also, consistency is key. Your online presence, resume, conclusion consistently reflect those values and strength, right? So again, I'll just try to shuffle between the examples we've used earlier. For example, Vicky James, again, just like we've been saying, right? For every time she had out to push out dresses, especially when there are major events like the AMVCA, talk of major social events in Lagos. People just take out time to review the dresses she makes, right? And back to back, the feedback and people's review are always similar. So that is what we call consistency, right? So that is it. Another person in that same line that do something similar is Tiana. I think her name is it Tiana? I'm not sure. There's this lady that does something around making dress, right? Now, if you check, they are both into the same industry, but maybe something slightly different. I think her name is Tiana. She does like a fashion, let's say fashion statement kind of clothes. There are clothes that they are not regular kind of clothes, but they are clothes that when you see them, you have to take a second look at it, right? They just want to make statements. And this is consistency. So people know you for something, of course, something good, right? And they're ready to work with you. Of course, you're a brand and you should think about long time. That is personal brands that are positioning yourself for opportunities. Yes, just like I said, if I'm in a space where I need to nominate someone to work on a seasoning cube, maybe the first person that will come to my head is Chef T. Long time. Think about positioning yourself for opportunities. So what is brand purpose, right? Brand purpose is your professional mission and goals. What do you want to achieve? What do you want people to know you for? what is personal branding? So it is a combination of your skills, experience, and personality. Just like what someone said earlier when we started the class, is how people perceive you, right? It is how you present yourself to potential employers and clients. Yeah, so I want us to take it down to the focus of YCP, right? YCP is to ensure that we are well groomed with digital workplace skills, right? So say for example, you are a virtual assistant, you're a product designer, you're a graphic designer, you are a web developer, and all of that, right? How do you position yourself for potential clients and employers to see you? That is personal branding. And why is this important? Especially if you work in the remote workspace, right? Your personal brand is usually the first impression, right? And just also note that it cannot just be because oh now I think I have done enough. It's usually progressive. You just cannot say, you know what, I think I've done my best. This is the best I can achieve in terms of personal branding. I might not be able to give you names of people, and I would have loved that we go through maybe social media presence of a few persons. A good example, I think there was a time I came across a young man's page on Instagram. This guy is a web developer, and all his content, there's a way he does his Instagram page, very aesthetically pleasing, but all he's just doing was just selling himself. Like, if you need a website, I am your go-to guy. And I'm like, for something like web development, people expect it to be rigid and serious, but this guy just find a way to bring a soft side into it, and is clearly communicating his message. When I was coming up with this slide, I tried to look for the guy's page. For some reason I didn't see it. I was like, I was going to add the link and we'll just open it here and see a good example of what I am talking about, right? But like I said, I could not get the guy's page. I think when I saw it, I just swiped it. All right, so when you're crafting that personal branding for yourself, you need to identify your unique selling points. What makes you different? Say, for example, again, you are a digital marketer. There are tons of digital marketers. There are people who are interested in learning digital marketing, and they're doing that back to back. I mean, so when a business owner is somewhere thinking of, oh, I need the services of a digital marketer, what will make them think about you? What will make them prefer you to the next person, right? So how do you identify your unique selling point? First, you want to think about your top strengths, your experience and values, right? Even as a digital marketer, there are some people, there are strengths and there are different aspects of it, right? So maybe you're really good with setting up sponsored ads. Maybe your strength is in email marketing. Maybe your strength is in social media management. Maybe you want to just focus on social media management and make sure that you're really doing well, and just focus your branding on that aspect. Another thing is you reflect on feedback from colleagues and past projects. So say for example, you just started out, what is that part of your job that your client is really pleased with? Maybe you want to focus on that. And what tasks do you enjoy most? That could also be a factor to help you identify your unique selling point. So while we're on this call, that's a call, yeah, a call, a meeting, a training, whatever we want to call it, right? Just think about it. Your career path at the moment, what is that thing that you feel is your top strength? What is that thing you really enjoy doing? What is that feedback that a client, an employee has given to you? That's an employer has given to you, your clients, and that you really think is your strength. Do you want to build on it? And is it something you really enjoy? I mean, there are different sides to it. There are some things you don't enjoy doing, but then you do them very well, right? Maybe because you just mastered the skill. You want to put all of that together and see how you want to create a niche for yourself and build a brand out of it. So there's another aspect is, why should someone hire you, right? It's just like a supporting part to this. So define your unique strength that sets you apart from others. Like I was saying, if you are a digital marketer, why should someone pick you over the next digital marketing specialist? So for example, say for okay, the example I give you maybe applies more to someone who is a virtual assistant, right? Maybe you are highly organized, you're a creative thinker and you're a tech savvy, that maybe gives you an edge over the next virtual assistant, right? Yeah. So how do you see where we are coming from? What makes you unique? This seems like a repetition. Sorry about that. This should be the next place. So how to create a brand purpose. How to create a brand purpose. Closely related to where we are coming from. Just to be sure that I'm not speaking with myself, I need one person to do a quick. Oh, sorry, my mic was muted. I was like, just to be sure that I'm not speaking with myself, and we're all a quick recap of all that has been said in 1 minute, please. In 1 minute. Thank you. And who is that person? Okay, someone, I can see reaction from someone, and I want to be sure not to bastardize your name. So the name is forgive me in advance. Is it Etu Kudu? I hope that's the pronunciation. I can see your reaction. What's the person's last name? Yeah, that's what I tried to pronounce, but I'm not. So the name is ETU. I can see you are giving like a thumbs up. So I want you to speak and share one thing you've learned. So while we wait for him, yeah, him, I'm sure that's a guy. Any other person that wants to share one thing you picked from what we've said so far?
Okay.
Someone is
I
trying
can
to say
give,
something.
yes, yes. Any comment that's switching.
All
So
right, thank you.
yes, with what I've learned so far, that logo is not branding. That branding just like it's just a person, just like a personal experience, what you have in you to give out. Then logo is just like a tip of an iceberg, not really about all your business. It's your experiences that makes you a brand and what people have experienced about you. And you talk about what makes you different. So how are you going to make your own skill top above others, your experience and the value that you give to others, and your reflection or feedback from other people towards you and also makes you outstanding among others in that same field. And also, if they ask why would they hire you, then you have to give them your strengths, tell them about your strengths and whether you're organized, you're creative, or you tech savvy. This is what I've learned so far. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. Any from me, I hope. Yeah, I don't want to forget that. All right, I think she captured it well, but I just also wanted to say that again, just so we're on the same page. So someone is not saying, oh, Adela said logo is not brand. Yes, it's not totally your brand. It's just like a part of it. And while she was speaking, like this, something came to my head. I don't know for those that take carbonated drink. You know that time when you're in this hot sorry you've had to trek. Okay, let's take it back to when we were in secondary school. You know, it just close like 2 p.m. and the sun is really hot, and somewhere in your head is just hot and can I just get to maybe good for you when I'm talking about when pep joke was still like 100 naira. Maybe you have one spare 100 naira and you're like, I cannot come and die. And you took that 100 naira, you bought one chilled Coke and you drank it while in that hot sun. There's this moment, but when you're working in that hot sun and you have to take this cold Coke, there's this experience it gives you. So I'm saying that's what we're trying to explain, that beyond our logo, right? Beyond our logo, there's what people get. And I'm not just talking about Coke, even Pepsi, right? Because or people say I'm really tired, I need something to just give me energy in the interim. People think about, I mean, maybe those are really young, think about Coke, think about something just boost their sugar in the interim, right? That is just one of many examples, right? I just thought to share that. So while your logo is part of your brand, it's just a very minute part of it is the experience people get, and that led us to talking about Vicky James and all of that. So let's go to the next slide, please. Okay, so how do you create a brand purpose? So after you've probably done a reflect, what was your strength, like what do you want to achieve in your career, right? And I was saying something about if you're a digital marketer, what part of digital marketing do you enjoy most? Is it sponsored ads? Is it email marketing? So you want to just craft a niche for yourself in email marketing and just want to do excellently well there. So you ask yourself, what do you want to achieve in your career? So are you telling yourself, oh, when it comes to social media management, the first person everybody should think of is me. While I can do every other part of digital marketing, I really want to be the chief or the mazi guru of management. I'm sure you understand what I'm talking about, right? You just want to be that go-to person. You want to be the person that everybody thinks about. So you want to ask yourself, why do you exist professionally? I want to use another example other than digital marketing, right? So yeah. Thinking of something else you can do. So say for example, product design. So you're that person that is saying when anybody wants to design a digital product, when people want to design an app for their business, for their church, for whatever, the first person they should think of is me, right? So why do you exist professionally? What is your core mission and vision? So for example, you don't just want to build interface, you want to build e-commerce interface. So you're telling yourself that when anybody wants to think of selling anything or want to create like an e-market, I'm the first person they should think of in creating their platform, right? So you define your impact. Think about how your skills solve problems and create value. So I am a web developer or a web designer, and for anything that concerns e-commerce, the first person you should think of is Adeola. So you want to define your impact, think about how your skills solve problem, or maybe you want to say, I want to build a product whereby people sell different stuff from different locations but comes together on a single e-commerce, just something, right? And just continually push out that idea until people get to know you and all of that. So maybe an example I gave here is to help businesses grow through innovative digital marketing. Another point I gave here about brand purpose is a remote professional may aim to help small businesses optimize their online marketing efforts to increase sales, just a whole lot. And these things are not far-fetched. When you go to bios of these guys who have created a brand for themselves, it's just a one liner, it's just a sentence that clearly communicates what they are doing, and they're really short, but then it captures what they are doing and who they are doing it to sometimes, and how they want to do it or how they intend to do these things. I'm thinking of bringing up a bio of someone who is popular, right? And let's just review what their bio is. It's just like a short one sentence of what I like what they are doing. And I say usually it consists of three stuff: what they are doing, how they are doing it, and who they are doing it to. So just try to make it as short as possible. So other subsequent things can now explain in detail. So crafting your brand story, right? Someone say your journey matters. So I liked your journey experience, your challenge, your growth, and future goal in that feed. I mean, for those, I don't know for us here, but I mean, I've seen people who, all right, who knows social media Oga on this call? Do you know social media Oga? Please just type in yes in the chat. Seems like nobody knows that. Okay, maybe because I'm giving this example because I mean there are people I'm interested in and it's closely related to what I'm doing. So I'll just give you a quick story. So social media Oga, someone said Mark Zuckerberg. All right, so she has a story to her brand, a very long story, but if you can check her out after now, that would be great. I think she said she started managing a church social media accounts, and I think she had a job maybe 9 to 5, but she was doing that church social media thing just by the side, no pay, nothing. And at some point she lost her job, and the only thing she could fall back, or the only skill she had then was just managing social media, right? And she had only done that for her church. And she just picked up that, started working with people, and was intentional about growing. So she kept learning and learning and learning, and so she became like a major brand in the social media space. So that is like your journey. So someone knows that this person has done this thing, and you can convince people that beyond reasonable doubt, I know how to do this thing and I can do it excellently well. And that is where storytelling come into place, right? So this same story I've shared with you, somehow you get to connect with people because people feel like, oh, this is someone who has done it, started from the scratch, where she doesn't even know anything, and has built herself to this level to achieve XYZ results. People tend to also want to work with you. So another point here is be authentic, emphasize on your challenges, overcome, and show your career growth. All right, this same person I'm talking about, of course, now she had relocated. I think she's currently doing a master's in digital marketing. But before she left Nigeria, whenever she goes through any challenge, as small as maybe she posted something and the interactions on that post were not good enough or was low beyond expectation, she's going to share it. What I'm saying is when you're just authentic and real like that in whatever you're doing, people tend to believe that, okay, this person has done this before, it's failed. And someone who had come to share, I did XYZ, it failed, and this was what I did to correct that error. People are eager to give you business because they know that this person knows what he or she is doing, why this has failed. She knows how to take steps back and make corrections when necessary. So example of story and how your journey started is maybe I started as a graphic designer and transitioned into UX So I mean this is really common, right? So say for example, you want someone to help you design the feel of a particular app, and this person is saying, you know what, I'm into graphic design, or I've been into graphic design for 6 years. So this person knows everything about design. They knows how to use their color, how to place their text, and they now transition into UX design. I'm not sure if you're ever going to have any problem with that person, is that the font to use there is bad. Maybe the problem you have with the person is, oh, this button is not leading to the next page. Maybe, I'm just saying, right? But you will never have to complain about the particular color used on a particular kind of background, because this is someone who already has worked in the space of creative and they know what is applicable. So I added a little exercise here, and I will just take 2 persons. So I mean, if you can share, and I want 2 persons to share. So write a short paragraph about your career journey, focusing on the challenges you overcome. So if you're here and you have any digital skill or any service you're rendering, I would like you to share just a short paragraph, just a very short paragraph about your career journey, and you focus on the challenges that you overcome. If you think you don't have any challenges, I mean, it's also fine, but just share with us something around your brand or what you're doing at the moment to solve a particular problem for some set of people. Anyone, if anyone that wants to go ahead with that.
Okay. Good afternoon. I can go.
Go ahead, please.
Okay, so my name is Tolulokwe. I have my background is in biomedical research, and I'm a clinical researcher. But over the years, I have realized that beyond the lab, I could actually make an impact by guiding young people through life challenges and helping them to become the best versions of themselves. Some of the challenges I've encountered is that most people in my field will just tend to want to stay within the university system and not break out. And so sometimes it's been very challenging to want to step out of that space and just like help people navigate life challenges.
All right. Thank you, Tolulokwe. Christiana Onyechi, have the floor. Christiana, are you there?
Okay. Good afternoon. It's Christian, not
Okay,
Christiana.
oh, sorry. Apologies, please.
Okay.
Christian.
Thank you, ma'am. Okay. Okay. My own is about, how am I going to put it? Okay. I'm a student, but as a student here, I also do a business though, and is into fashion and designing actually. So if I'm talking about the challenges I've had so far as a student, and likewise an upcoming entrepreneur. Let me just use that. I've had issues with pricing. I've had issues with pricing. Yeah, very, very well. And another one I've had issues with is balancing studies and business, and equally marketing. I think that's one of the issues I also have when it comes to marketing my products and stuff like that.
All right,
Yes, sir.
thank you, Christian. So I have a message in the chat in the group in the chat box. As a graphic designer, one of my major challenges I have faced is the problem of information overload from clients. I overcame this by being towards how they feel and put myself in the shoes. All right, this is from Godwin. Thank you, Christian. Thank you, Tolulope. Why does it feel like I can clearly relate to what Godwin said, right? So you have to forgive your clients, right? Maybe sometimes I do it as well to the graphic designer that work with me. You just want to be sure that nothing is missing, so you don't come back and say I was not aware or you did not tell me. So, but the fact that you're able to put yourself in their shoe and after the whole overload of information, you know what to pick and what to discard. I think that is really great. That is really great. All right, let's just move to the next slide. Now, well, immediately I go to this slide, someone came to my head, right? There's this lady on LinkedIn. She has, how come I forgot her name for a second? She is, she does more of, she anchors events. Her name is it Temi Badru or something like that? I think that is her name. Does anyone know her? I'm trying to check her on LinkedIn. Just give me a moment. Does anyone know that lady? I think her name is Temi Badru or something. Now, this lady, if you check her LinkedIn page, right, she is shamelessly what's the word now? Like she's making noise about what she's doing. I think she made a post yesterday about I think when she was speaking when she was in secondary school and all of that. Just to let you know that I do this very well, and it's just when you think of anything moderation and any
I think network locked her out.
Could it be network or what?
Hi, Adela, are you there? Okay, I think she's having network issues. Okay, what I'll do now is I'll put a poll up. So please kindly fill the poll and as well as the attendance. I'll put the attendance now. She's having a network issue. So let's just quickly do that. So,
filling both the poll and the attendance.
Hello, can you hear me? Hello, Solomon, are you there?
Yes, Adiola, we can hear you now.
Oh, so
I think
sorry
it was
about that. I'm not sure what went wrong, but I just had to quickly switch to a different internet
So
connection. But most
what
of
I
the
did
point
now,
of,
I
however,
just
I sincerely
put the
apologize about
application.
that, everyone. Please confirm that everyone can hear me. All right. I want to believe every other person can hear me. Again, I sincerely apologize. This is an apology to everyone. All right, like I said, I wasn't sure what was wrong, but I mean, you're back, so let's just proceed. Just before I was kicked out of the meeting, I was saying something about a lady who is into conference. She's a moderator, and like I said, she's doing really well, and like all the things she does, right, really speaks to that single activity across um, all our social media content, right? So still, I'm trying to bring up my screen, but while we're on that, let's just proceed. I will say another way for you to craft, one way for you to craft a career profile or an online presence is to optimize your LinkedIn profile, right? So say, for example, you are a web developer. When people go online to check, when they go on LinkedIn to check maybe a web developer, does your profile come up? Have you properly optimized your page? What are the keywords that is in your bio that can most likely sell you to a potential client or a potential employer? So what I have here on my slide is use words related to your field to update your work and experience as well as skills and get recommendation from people. So for those you've worked with, you want them to give you recommendation, especially on LinkedIn, right? I mean, people get jobs from LinkedIn. So people that you've worked with, you want them to also share or give a recommendation via LinkedIn. All right, I might be a bit distracted because I'm trying to just get my device connected to another internet. Another thing is saying create a personal website. That is optional though. But if you can't find another thing with a website or maybe a blog, not a website per se, is that it lets you add all the case study of projects you've done. You literally do not have limits. Unlike social media that might limit you, which may not limit you, but then with your blog or website, you have a whole lot of things to play with. And that thing is just like the SEO we said. Use keywords that
Sorry for cutting you short, ma.
go
Sorry,
ahead,
ma.
please. I'm with you.
I've sent you a chat, but it's like you didn't read it. You're not sharing your screen. We're only seeing your picture, your picture. You're not sharing the screen.
All right. I'm getting that off now. I mentioned, but I mean it's not a problem.
Okay.
Thank you for
Thank
bringing
you.
that to my attention. You're welcome. Or I had mentioned that I'm trying to connect my device to another internet so I can share my screen. But thank you so much. All right, people just so my screen should be up shortly. So the next thing is please confirm you can see my screen now. Please confirm if you can see my screen. Can someone just unmute and
Yes, we can see your screen now.
all right,
Yes,
thank
sir.
I saw a message. Somebody said, what does SEO stand for? SEO is search engine optimization. Search engine optimization. You can do that for your personal profile on LinkedIn. Organizations use that so that when people search for anything concerning them on maybe Google, the search result pops up details about them, or maybe random stuff. For example, maybe your brand is into skincare, right? And you have a blog, you've written something about acne or whatever, right? There's a way you optimize that page such that when people go to Google to search, how can I clear my acne? That's your web page, that's your blog can easily come up on the search result of that person. So it's how you properly optimize your content to show to people's search and results. So on LinkedIn now, right, taking it back to LinkedIn, there are ways or there are words you use that when people search for whatever you're into. So for example, you're into corporate communication and people go to the search bar and search corporate communications. When your page is or when your profile is properly optimized, your profile, the person gets to see your profile. It's part of the results they will see. So that is search engine. That is optimizing your profile for potential people to see it. So another thing is key elements. Is it speak towards SEO, right? Your professional bio, your work samples. Another thing about LinkedIn is you can put there's a feature section whereby whatever you've done, you can put it together as a form of a write-up and put it so people can see the work you've done. There's a section for recommendation. People can give a recommendation on what you've done in terms of your work and all of that. So utilize social media, share relevant content, engage professionals and showcase your work. Yes, I'll go back to where we started from. I've never met Chef T before, but Barry, because I consume much of her content and she pretty much look like what she knows what she's doing. That's why I said earlier that if I'm in a space where I need to recommend someone in a niche, I think she will be top 3 in my head because again, social media content are the only things I know. I don't know her. I don't know where she lives. I've not met her before, but that is the power of utilizing social media, right? The same lady I shared a story about social media. I don't know her. I mean, I was that I bought a course from her, right? It just simply means they are giving out content that shows that they know what they are doing. So that is the essence of it. Let's just move. Let's proceed. Let's proceed. All right. Still on creating a career profile or online presence. I just have one example to give. What was the name of this guy that do review for? I mean, there are a lot of them, highly on Instagram, that do reviews for tech gadgets, phones, just anything that's tech gadgets. Do you know anyone on Instagram? One of the Hello.
Yeah, we can hear you, ma. Fire on.
All right, thank you. All right, so I was asking about those in the tech space that review tech gadgets and all of that. But please let's make progress. I think my internet is not helping. So The next slide is about building a strong and authentic online presence. So you want to be consistent across platforms, across different platforms, to align your profiles, your content, and messaging on your brand with your brand purpose. So what does this mean, right? If I go to YouTube, what I am seeing on YouTube concerning you is the same thing I'm seeing on LinkedIn. It's the same thing I'm seeing on Instagram, right? So while I'm not saying you have to be serious all the time, I mean, there are people who have, they create their what's the word now? I don't call it a business page because it's not a business page, right? They create something. So if you're the type that does nightlife, you go to clubs and you just want to show that to the world, maybe the page you want to use to show your brand is not where you should start from. Maybe you want to create a separate page for that. So if they need to know the other side of Adeola, there's a different page for it. But if they want to know the part of Adeola that is a digital marketer, you have a separate profile for it as well. So what I'm saying, if I want to use the name Adeola Ayinda, right, for myself in terms of digital marketing, it should be Adeola Ayinda across all boards. So when you go to Instagram, you search Adeola Ayinda, what you see is, oh, I'm a digital marketer. I'd like to help small businesses to maximize their online presence, XYZ, and like that. If you go to LinkedIn, it is reading the same thing. If you go to YouTube, maybe I give out YouTube videos. The same thing is there. I'm saying it is a product that will ensure consistency across all platforms. Now, if you're the type that wants to now put, oh, the fashionista type, maybe you need a separate profile for that so that you're not conflicting what the message you're trying to pass across to people. Another thing is be authentic. Speaks to building a strong and authentic online brand. You don't want to misinterpret yourself. So I'm going to Instagram. Now what I'm saying is a baddie, and you're telling me on LinkedIn I should take you serious if I want to, maybe I need a web developer. People might just say, no, this person is, there's a misinterpretation here. We're not sure if it's the same person. I'm saying across board, ensure that you're reflecting that same brand and what you try to achieve. Then there's the last thing on my slide here, professional footprint. Everything online, everything you put online concerning your brand should be authentic. It should be credible. People should be able to fast check whatever you're putting out. Yes, someone is saying your screen. I am trying to do that, but I don't know what is happening. That's why I want us to just wrap up. This is like 1 hour gone into this class. But I'm trying to bring that up. Another part is build and maintain relationship. And this is the part that is really necessary as we wrap up this class, right? We are on this call where.
Good afternoon. Hello?
Is that for us? Is that for us, please?
Yes.
Is that person with us? All right, go ahead.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, I don't get my name. I'm just joining now. I never knew we had class today because I was on transit.
All right, so okay, could you please hold on for a sec while we try to wrap up what we are doing? I mean,
you
if
said?
that's fine. Can you please hold on a bit while we try to wrap up? I mean, we have just like few slides to go. Then if you have a question, I mean, I'll be happy to take it.
Okay. Go by. Is it because I'm seeing 1 p.m. Is it that you guys started by one exactly?
I'm trying to get that. So your name is what, please? Abubakar, right?
Yes.
So Abubakar, we started by 1, and I mean, you can just join us now. While we're wrapping up, I think you can still pick 1 or 2 things.
Okay, but sorry, because I'm on transit, I want to know the actual time we are going to round it up.
Recording in progress.
Hello?
Like I said, Abubakar, if you can, please mute your mic so that we can make close. All right, thank you. Solomon, I would like to share my screen. Please grant me access. Thank you. While we are waiting for that, we have just 2 more slides to go. And like I said, if you have questions, please note them down. And that interruption was not necessary. Solomon, please mute everyone. That interruption was not great at all. All right. So I was saying networking tips is one thing that can make us. Thank you for that. So the topic for this session is personal branding for remote work, right? I think we'll have to just do without my screen. I don't know what's happening so that I'm focused on what I am saying. It's a bit distracting. But like I said, we just have 2 more slides to go. So the next slide is about build and maintain relationships. So one thing you want to do as a remote worker is to connect with people, network with people is really important, right? So engage with professionals in your industry through webinars, LinkedIn groups, and forums. Also seek mentorship. Mentorship doesn't mean that you have someone, you have to go to their office to go and sit down with them and take your notes and papers and jot, or you know, how do you do this? How do I cross my teeth? There are people online rather that you just follow them, listen to them speak, watch what they do. I mean, join professional communities. It can even be from your peers, right? But then people bring their experience from this angle and you see your experience. And at the end of the day, right, we tends to grow together. There is a community I belong to on Telegram from Coms Avenue, right? You necessarily do not have to see anything on that, but when people share what they do in terms of branding and communication, you learn a lot, right? You learn a lot. So you need to also network, and part of which I have said, I'll just go over it, is to engage professional in your industry. So if you are that person that wants to build digital products, who is the next big guy on the internet that you're looking up to? If this person puts together a webinar, if there's like an hangout, will you attend? I mean, it doesn't have to be the core technical skill you want to learn, but that one person you will meet and might just be like someone you talk to even when you need, I mean, maybe an encouragement, or you're stuck in whatever you're doing. There's someone that you can call on and they will be at your rescue, right? And why does relationship matter? Especially for remote professionals, that your network can open you up to new opportunities, remote job and projects, especially for those of you that want to work remotely. And for those that are into tech, I mean, core tech skill, right? There might just be like an opportunity that is open on a project, and like, okay, I know one guy, I know one Adiola. Let's bring that in, and that is it. And the last point, the last slide is tips for professional, for remote professional. If you're looking to work remotely, what are those things you need to know how to do? What are those skills that you need to have, like at the back of your palm? One is communication skill, right? Because people don't get to see you, right? The only thing they get to do or hold you by is what you see. Your computer has to be clear. You have to be clear. You have to be professional, and you have to be responsive in all your interactions. You can't be working remotely and someone sends you an email. Yes, let's say on a Monday morning, and by Wednesday morning, no response, no acknowledgement, nothing. And I don't think that is really great. Nobody will want such person on their team, right? Another tip for remote professional is time management, because again, there is no one to check with you. You need to ensure you manage your time, your deliverables are clear, you know what to do, and all of that. And the last tip here is self-discipline, right? Show your potential client or employer that you are reliable and self-motivated. Self-discipline is really important. The one thing that people really say about remote work is you might not get the encouragement you need. There's a high chance that you get tired of working alone, but then you need to learn to discipline yourself such that even when you're in the comfort of your room, you can excellently deliver your work, right? So I think that is pretty much about personal branding for remote professionals. This is what will bring the conversation to a close. I'm happy to take any question that you may have. The floor is open. Thank you so much for your time. So if you have any question, please raise your hand or type it in the chat. Thank you for that. I can see one interaction. So if you don't have question, I have question. This one looks like everybody's not saying anything. But before I proceed, Solomon, please confirm that you can hear me. I want to be sure that I'm not just
Yes,
speaking
I
to
can hear
myself.
you.
All right, thank you.
Abubakar, I want to say something.
Okay, Abubakar, please go ahead.
Okay. Hello.
I can hear you, Abubakar.
The slide is not showing. I'm just looking at your profile there, like your picture. I don't know what we can talk about right now. Although I've been listening to other parts of the branding of the thing. But when you talk about branding, man, are you hearing me?
I can hear you. I'm with you. All right, we'll just move to the next person. So Abubakar, you joined in late and you interrupted the session, and I don't think that is great enough. So even if you are joined in late, you want to politely maybe excuse yourself and communicate your concerns. It's not really good, and this is part of it for remote work. So for those of us that will be working remotely, you get to do online meetings, right? While it's not so great that you miss meetings, you want to, if you have to interject, there are ways to do it. We are like over 40 on this call. I just unmute and just distracted everybody. You don't want to do that going forward. So I get the messages on the chat. Thank you so much. Thank you to Tolu Lope. Thank you, Jonathan. Someone is asking what's the difference between branding and personal branding. I mean, it's just in the same line, but personal branding, because you as an individual, you're trying to sell yourself based on the fact that you are rendering a particular service, and you want such that when people need that service, the first person they think about is you. The same way an organization will build their brand so that when people want to do something in a particular field or a particular service they are rendering, people think about them. I hope that answers your question. And that question is from Tochukwu David. I hope that answers your question. Please let me know if it doesn't. I can see if there are other ways I can explain. Someone said thank you for the session. Thank you also. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Sammy. No, Abubakar, it's not a problem. All right, no problem. But Abubakar, do you have any question for those of us on the call? Does anyone have any other question before we call it a day? It's 1 hour, 20 minutes in to this session. All right, so if there are no questions, just one person to do a recap and we'll call it a day. One person to do a recap, preferably a guy. There's been ladies speaking all along, preferably a guy. Do I have to call someone? Aderemi Lucas, is that a guy? Please unmute your mic. Aderemi. Looks like those on this session don't like to speak. I really appreciate the video. All right, thank you so much, Mohammed. I got your message. All right, so I think all right, go ahead, Tochukwu, please. Go ahead. Unmute your mic and speak.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon.
Thank you for the questions. I just want to ask, is there anywhere someone can get across to you, maybe having your social media handle or something like that?
All right, please, you can leave me a message on Telegram. The name is Adiola Ayanda. Adiola Ayanda. The profile you're seeing.
Sorry, can you help me to put it on the chat so that I can
Yes, yes, I am. I'm doing that now.
Okay, thank you.
So the bio will be corporate communications.
Sorry, ma. Sorry for interrupting you. Another thing, I don't know the slide. Can we be able to get it? Maybe after.
Is that still from Tochukwu?
Yes, my son Tochukwu speaking, my sister speaking. I'm just asking for the if we can be able to get the slide. After the later.
Also, like I might not necessarily. Yes, exactly. I was going to say I might not necessarily give you my slide, but I might just maybe give you a document that will help. Yeah.
Okay, ma. Okay. Thank you.
All right. You're welcome. You're welcome. You have my name in the chat anywhere. At this point, I think it has been a great time. Thank you so much for your time and thank you for listening. So, Abubakar, if you still want to say anything, please, you have the floor shortly before we round up. So, someone is asking for attendance, and that has been shared earlier. I'm just going to share it again. So, Abubakar, looks like you don't want to say anything again. Someone's around this pop again. Who is that person? Hey, this is my good friend.
Enefome, sorry.
Enefome, yes,
Okay.
I was trying not to pronounce the name wrongly this time around. Go ahead.
Okay, thank you so much. The question I want to ask is, when you were teaching, there's a particular platform you talk about on how to improve your branding. People just come and talk different things about their brands and about themselves on Telegram. I wanted to give the bio so that we can connect with you. So that someone that want to learn also can connect with the platform.
Oh, so when I mentioned Telegram, it's a community for those who are into corporate communication and PR. And because I don't know if that's a field you're in or you're considering to be. However, it's a community that is not open to all. You have to like apply and give them reasons why you should be on the community. So it's just a community that's for serious-minded people. It's not just a random link you click, but then, like I said, you have to fill a form, give like a 2-line or 3 paragraphs on why you should be let into the community. But I mean, like I was just sharing that those are like places where you get to learn from people of like mind, because you guys are doing something related. There are people for PR and are into public relations, corporate comms, and all of that. And not just it's not limited to Nigeria. I think it's across major African countries, right? So just an example on what I was when I was talking about mentorship and communities. I hope that answers your question. So it's been an awesome time. Thank you so much. Thank you. Solomon, over to you, please.
Thank you so much, Adiola.
You're welcome.
It's been a great one. Thank you so much. Please, let's put our hands together for her. Let's just draw some reactions. Yeah, I'm very sure that we all enjoyed the class, though she was having an issue of sharing a screen, right, at some point in time. But nevertheless, I believe we all enjoyed the class. Yeah, so it's just someone's message. Yeah, a great one. All right, so all right, thank you so much. So let's not forget about the webinar coming up on Saturday by 2 p.m. Please make it a date. Ensure you plan towards it, because the webinar is a very, very important section. We'll be hosting 2 people talk, on that section. We'll be having Richard, talk about how to ace up in your next interview, and we'll also be having Kingsley talk about how to be an Instagram ads pro, like how to master your Instagram ads, whatever thing you're doing on Instagram, as a digital marketer. So you'll be talking about that. So it's actually a bumper section, like a 2-in-1 bumper section that we all are expected to attend. It's one of our most important section in YTP. So it means that everybody is expected to be there. If you know anybody that is not on the call, you can reach out to him or her and, of course, pass this message. Though many of us have seen the flyer, we have seen the advert, we have been seeing it regularly on our platform. I'm just using this opportunity to also remind us about the webinar coming up on Saturday. Please, let's not forget, and let's ensure we join early, because we won't spend too much time on the webinar. It's just an 1 hour 30 minutes. Yeah, 1 hour 30 minutes. So it will start by 2 p.m. prompt. We're not waiting for anybody. We will kick off as soon as immediately our facilitators come on to talk, because we'll be working strictly to time on that very day. I hope you all can hear me. Please confirm if you can hear me.
Yes, we can.
Yes, sir, I can hear you.
Yes, sir, I can hear you loud and clear.
Okay, beautiful. All right. So I want to believe everybody too has filled their attendance. Is there anybody here who has not filled their attendance?
I haven't.
Okay, you haven't. So I'll paste the attendance again on the chat box. Please look out for the attendance. Okay, sorry, that's not the attendance. So that's the YTP So I'll just paste the attendance again, just a minute. Okay, here you go. So please, right, so please kindly fill out the attendance now. So do we have anybody joining us for the first time? Like today is the first time. Please, can you just like signify, or you can just speak? Is anybody here?
Today is my first time.
Okay, okay, wow.
Yes, today's my first time.
Today is my first time.
Oh, okay. So may I just ask, are you joining from Net Factory Foundation or Promatrix? Are you guys joining from
Net Factory for me?
Okay, Net Factory for you.
Net Factory, Net Factory.
Net Factory, okay. I hope we all have filled out the attendance.
Yes, I have filled it.
Okay, okay, okay. All right. So, it's just, should I say it's unfortunate? No, it's not unfortunate. It's fortunate, well, that we are joining for the first time, right? So we've missed a couple of classes, civil writing, digital marketing. We had about 5 classes, right? Sections on digital marketing, if I'm not mistaken. Also, we've missed out on interview simulation, right? So, but there's just one class that we've not had, and the reason is because our facilitator is not available at the moment. So that's on digital slides. So it's not around at the moment. Okay, so what I'll do is this. If you're on the group chat, I would just post the recordings again for your perusal, like for you to review. As in for those that were not did not attend the previous classes. So that's what I can do. We can't have another section again, inviting facilitators again, because this, I believe we all understand this. So for what I can do, like I said, I'll just post some of the recordings right from day one to this present class. That's today's section. Those today's recordings is not available now. Won't be available now. I know some people will be chatting me or asking me for recordings. It won't be available now. But as soon as it is ready, I'll also post it on the group chats. Okay. So that's what I can do for those of us that are just joining us for the first time. Okay, someone's hand is up. Any for me, Christopher, please shoot. You can speak.
Okay.
Christopher.
Sorry. Good afternoon. Yeah. Good afternoon.
Yeah.
Yeah. The question I want to ask is concerning these those records, the records of those previous classes. So
Okay.
what is stopping me is as in the recordings, the teachings, the tutorials, if I may say, if we just watch it once, I need some. And is there a way that we can download it so that it will be on
Okay.
our own gallery or something? So whenever
That's
we want
right.
to do a recheck or revise or do some summary, we can just go back and cross check and write down something. Because I will not just watch it once, and when I want to go again, it will still be sucking my data. So I was thinking, is there any way we can download it on our phone or something on our system? Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. That's a good question, right? Yeah, and a good suggestion. Okay, so I guess it was the way it was posted the last time it was shared, right? So what I will do now is I'll download everything. I don't have to share you the link. I'll just download everything and post on the group chat so that you can also watch offline even without data. Okay, so that's what I'll do. I will send everything again. Okay, that's the downloaded what's it called? Yeah, form. So I'll just do that today.
That would be very good. Thank you so much. Thank you.
You're welcome. Any other question, suggestion, feedback? Okay, Lulama can see. All right.
Hi, I just realized that we have a Power Up webinar that's starting in 30 minutes.
Okay. Power up webinar starting in 30 minutes today.
Yes.
All right. Okay, so you want to join, right?
Yes, I just wanted to. Is it another webinar? It's not the one that you're supposed to attend on Saturday, right? Like
No.
two
Yeah, it's another
webinars.
one. Yeah, it's another one. Yeah, Power Up is a different program. YTP is a different program.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So Power Up has its webinar. YTP has its webinar too. We have other programs, okay, aside YTP and Power Up. So every program has its webinar.
All right. Thank you.
But the one happening on Saturday is for YTP, right? Yeah, so it's for YTP by 2 p.m. Okay, I think I've answered the question. Who is next? Tochukwu, David, your hand is up. Okay, shoot.
Okay, good afternoon, sir.
Yeah, good afternoon, Tochukwu.
Can you hear me, sir? Okay,
Yeah, I can
so
hear
my
you.
question is concerning the last class we had on digital marketing. The video that you posted, the audio bite, it wasn't clear enough. At a point in time, the voice was stopped, the audio bite was stopped. You won't be hearing anything again. I don't know if it's from my end or some.
Okay.
Somebody.
Okay.
I can't really
Okay.
figure it out. Yeah, I don't know, sir.
Okay, just towards the end, right?
Yeah, towards the end, even at
Towards
the
the end.
middle,
But in the
something like
beginning,
that.
in the
From
beginning of the
beginning,
video, it was talking, it was all audible in the beginning.
Yeah.
Okay. So the thing is, I think if you check very well, it could be that the facilitator had stopped talking, right? I think he was done with the section. So maybe that was when you could not hear anybody speak again and the recording was still on. So it could be.
Okay.
So just listen to it carefully and you could tell. All right.
Okay, just like as the first speaker, like he said, maybe we can still help us to compile it in a way so that we can be watching it offline, so that we won't be costing our data much. Okay, thank you, sir.
Okay, no problem. I will do that. So I'll just download it, for you guys and post on the platform. So for everybody to, to have a way like to download. So that's what I'll do. All right. So is next. And if we make so your hand is still up, is that a mistake?
Yes. No, it's not a mistake. Sorry, I wanted to ask on that question. And so when I applied for this program, I applied for software developer. So I don't know, the class is not coming. Is it that you guys are not doing this or just the digital marketing?
Software developer on this program or some another one? Is it YTP?
Yes, no, it was Net Factory.
That's what I'm saying. Net Factory is a company. We have different programs. So which one did you apply for?
And it was something tech. I can't remember. But it
was Tech Bridge. The program is still on.
Tech Bridge. Yes. Yeah, I applied for it. I got it from Net Factory.
I didn't hear you.
So I was surprised.
I could not hear you.
I was surprised that I didn't see it. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Please recap.
Yes, it was Tech Bridge. I applied for software engineering. A software developer, sorry. So I was surprised. Digital marketing. I saw I'm seeing the class for. So I said, let me ask again.
Okay, you apply for software development, rather, right? And
yes.
Digital marketing.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so I just want to use this opportunity to tell you that presently for Tech Bridge, we have front end web development, right? Front end, yeah. So we have that. We have product management, digital marketing. So for Lagos residents, do you stay in Lagos? Do you live in Lagos? Do you reside in Lagos?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
Okay, so for Lagos residents, there's no software, it's just front-end development, digital marketing.
Okay, okay, okay.
You know, yes, and product management for Lagos residents. So the other one is for those living in Rivers State, not Lagos. So I think I've clarified that. Have I? I need your response. Can you hear me? Okay. So lost that. So any other question, feedback, comments? Anybody? Okay, if there's none, and I believe everybody has filled the attendance this time around. Attendance has been filled by everybody. Okay, someone said he has not. Okay, I'll post it again. So the attendance is there. Please ensure you fill out the attendance before we call it a day. Thank you so much for your time. Looking forward to seeing you on Saturday. Enufome, are you back? We lost you at some point.
Okay, yeah, I said I was a little bit busy. And I heard everything you said. I've heard you.
Oh,
Thank you.
okay, all right. Beautiful. All right, you're welcome.
Okay, is that all for the class? Can we leave now?